How drunk can I get before I even start this video? We're gonna find out. Chapter 1. There's an obituary. Who's dead? Grandma. By whom is she survived? Only her daughter and her daughter's offspring, because everyone else is dead. Okay. This woman, Annie, she makes miniatures, small houses, small people, small habitats. Just the creepiest probably job that you can have in a horror film. Fucking dad, Steve, what a nice guy. He wakes up Peter, the teenager. Now, we all know what it's like to be a teenage boy. Kind of sweaty, a little uncomfortable, okay? And fucking, he's like, where's your sister? She sleeps in the treehouse. That's fine. They go to the funeral. Annie is giving the eulogy. Wow, my mother was really secretive. We had a very bad relationship. She had a lot of secrets. She had a lot of rituals. I don't even know who you people are or why you're here. Charlie, the girl, is drawing in a sketchbook during the fucking service and is just like during a funeral. And her dad's like, maybe stop drawing. Just stop drawing. And then there's an open casket. Grandma's wearing this funky necklace with a funky symbol. Charlie, the girl, is looking down at Grandma and eating a chocolate bar? Okay. And Mom's like, hey, are there any nuts in that? We didn't bring the EpiPen, which A, irresponsible, but B, it's like, hey, do you have a condition that we will probably kill you and we're too irresponsible to carry a ready antidote? Yep, yes I do. Okay, great, let's continue. Mom goes into Charlie's room and she's like, Grandma wanted me to be a boy, and we're like, that's a weird thing to say. Oh shit, no, I had on the other side. Annie's hanging out, she's looking through her mom's old shit. Her mom left boxes. Fucking, she opens it up, photo album, nothing very interesting. She goes through like 2 pages, and then she's got a book that's notes on spiritualism. That's like Ouija board shit. And she opens up and there's a letter from her mom that's like, hey, fucking forgive me. It's all gonna be worth it. All of the sacrifices, we're gonna have fucking like riches and shit. And then she fucking looks over and holy shit, she sees like a mom ghost in the corner, and then it goes away and she goes to bed. It's fine. The next day, fucking these kids go to school. Oh, sorry, dude. Fucking Charlie makes these weird toys that it's like almost like if fucking Sid from Toy Story was making toys, but instead of using actual like toys to mutilate, he just uses like fucking like weird hardware and shit that he finds and like Altoid tins and wires and stuff. It's creepy as hell. And her drawings are creepy as hell too. Like, I understand encouraging artistic expression in your children, but if your child's art starts to look like it was made by the fucking Babadook, like, seek counseling, perhaps. And then a fucking bird just slams into the fucking window. Just this bitch, what she does is she steals scissors from her teacher and she goes outside and she finds the bird and she decapitates the bird. Just really casual. She goes with her scissors and just cuts the bird's head right off and she keeps it. So Annie's fucking in the house and her mom's room is open and there's nothing in the room. All the furniture's bare, but there's a big fucking triangle on the floor, just triangulating. So she locks the door and then the cemetery calls. And Pete's like, Dad, it's the cemetery. And so he takes the call. And all we hear is him going, what do you mean desecrated? No, it's fine. I'll call you back. And then Annie's like, hey, what was that about? And he's like, oh, it was just billing. He's trying to keep it from her. He doesn't want to worry her. But I feel like if your mom's grave gets desecrated, like, that's news worth sharing. Nah, whatever. It's not my fucking family. This is where Annie starts lying. She's like, I'm going to go see a movie that night. She does not go see a movie. She goes to group therapy, which is like, great. That's fucking good. Go to therapy. This is where we find out about her family. Okay, her mom had dissociative identity disorder, and as she got older, she got dementia. And her brother committed suicide when he was 16 because he was schizophrenic and said that their mom was putting voices in his head. And their dad had psychotic depression and starved himself to death. So that's like a lot. Also very important, she did not let her mother around Peter when Peter was a baby and when she was pregnant. They were fully estranged, and then when Charlie was born, she was all about Charlie. Seems unhealthy, but fine. Sweet, beautiful Peter gets invited to a party, And I love this so much. The actual language that his friend uses in the text message is, bring your dick. Fantastic. What is Charlie doing? Oh, she's just gluing the fucking dead bird's head to one of her toys while also eating M&Ms. That's fine. Peter's like, can I borrow one of the cars? And he's like, I just want to go to this. Like, it's gonna be like a chill thing. It's gonna be chill. And fucking the mom's like, is your sister going? And he's like, I don't know, I haven't asked her. And the mom basically forces Charlie to go. She doesn't want to go, but they're going. Peter's driving. Charlie's sitting in the back seat. She's like, they drive past a phone pole, like a phone light pole. Blink and you'll miss it, because I missed it the first time. But that same symbol from Grandma's necklace is on the fucking phone pole. What? First thing we fucking see in the party, I swear to God, I'm not even kidding you, a giant cutting board full of nuts. Some bitches cutting up nuts. Speaking of nuts, what does Peter want to do? Get his dick wet and smoke some weed. He finds his crush. He's like, okay, Charlie, go eat some cake. So she fucking goes and eats the cake while he's smoking dick. I mean, not smoking dick. He's smoking weed and trying to get his dick wet. Jesus Christ, smoking dick. While he's smoking weed and before he can get his dick wet, Charlie comes in. She's like, oh, it feels like my throat's getting bigger. And they're like, oh no, there was nuts in that cake. They're rushing to the emergency room, like fucking room. Charlie is struggling. She cannot fucking breathe. Like, this bitch is purple in the fucking face, inflating from the inside out. Peter's like, Charlie sticks her head out of the window for air, and as fucking Peter's speeding up, Charlie's head's out the window and she hits that light pole head first and her head falls off. She just fucking gets decapitated. That's fine. Peter goes home, he goes to sleep. He has no idea what the fuck to do about it. Mom finds it the next day, gets in the car, starts screaming, doesn't stop screaming until after the funeral. I'm going to movies again. She doesn't. She goes back to the group. She only went one time. She's going back. But she doesn't want to go inside. And she gets stopped by Joni. She's like, hey, I recognize you from before. Are you doing okay? My son and my grandson, they drowned. My grandson was 7. Here's my phone number. I don't trust no old white person who comes up to you in a horror story, and you shouldn't either. Annie gives in. She goes to see Joan. And the first thing she notices is a doormat. She's like, oh, it's a really nice floor mat. My mom used to embroider floor mats just like that one. Wow, what a casual coincidence. We find out that Annie used to sleepwalk. And when Charlie and Peter shared a room, Annie woke up from sleepwalking in their room. Oh, hey, dog. She's covered in paint thinner. The kids are covered in paint thinner. And she and Peter both woke up because she lit a match. Y'all, it is dinner time with the family. Shit is tense. Peter's like, Mom, tell me about your beef. And Mom is like, okay, no shade, but you're a little shit and you're the reason that your sister is dead. And like, you didn't even do anything. You just let me find a body in the car. And he's like, how about you? You are the one who forced her to go to the party. And Dad is like, everyone sit the fuck down and eat this chicken that I've prepared for ye. Okay? Annie runs into Joan at the art store. Joan went to a seance and she spoke to her fucking little grandbaby and they communicated with spirits. And I'm gonna tell you right now, never do that. Never communicate with spirits. And Annie's like, you're fucking crazy. But Joan's like, let me just show you. And this is where she should have been like, no, I'm sorry, you're literally insane and I can never speak to you again. Instead, she went to Joan's house and they fucking summoned the spirit of her little baby drowned grandson who fucking moves a glass and writes on a chalkboard. It's super spooky. And Annie gets freaked out and Joan's like, just take the shit, you can do it yourself. Here's the incantation. Here's a candle. Fucking make a night of it. But she's like also very specific. She's like, if you're gonna do this, the whole family has to be there. Even Peter. I'm like, all right, that's fucking so specific. Her family is 2 people. I don't know why you would, anyways. Bitch wakes up. She's got ants on her bed. Where are these ants coming from? She follows them. They're in Peter's room. They're eating Peter's whole head, just like how Charlie's whole head was getting ate by ants after she fucking died. It's not covered in ants. She's just sleepwalking and Peter's like, why do you hate me? And she's like, I never wanted to be your mother. I tried to have a miscarriage. I tried to do 100 fucking things. It didn't work. It's fucked up. She's like, my mother made me have you. But then all of a sudden they're both soaked in fucking paint thinner again, and she wakes up and the whole thing was a dream. And she's like, you know what? It's time for a seance. She wakes up everyone in the family at like 1:45 in the morning. She's like, just trust me, just trust me. They go to the fucking table downstairs. And she has to, nobody's fucking here for this. She has to convince them to do the seance. She's just like, we have to hold hands. We have to do this incantation. Fucking, I'm gonna put my hand on this glass and you put your hands on top of it. Fucking don't put pressure. We're gonna move the glass. And they bring Charlie's sketchbook because they need something to connect them to the dead person. And she's like, Charlie, if you're here, move the glass. She fucking moves the glass. She fucking breaks a cabinet. The fucking fire goes crazy. Mom gets possessed and she's like screaming like if she's Charlie. Everyone's crying. Fucking dad comes back and throws water on mom so she'll stop. After the seance, shit gets fucked. Fucking Peter's in class and he sees that same shimmer across the wall. Are you good? Are you scared and you're hiding? Ooh, and then he looks at his reflection in the glass cabinet next to him and he is not smiling, but his reflection is smiling. He calls his dad to come home. Dad, Steve, and Peter get home. He goes, what's that smell? It smells so bad. What is that smell? I don't know what I wrote. Mom hears something. She goes into Charlie's room and the sketchbook is flipping pages on its own. That's fine. It's just drawing things by itself. I thought it was just sketches of the actor Eugene Levy, but actually it was sketches of Peter just with a bunch of sad faces and his eyes crossed out in all of them. That's not good. Mom's like, I'm gonna put a stop to this. This is our link to the Charlie spirit. We're gonna burn it. She takes it down to the fireplace. She throws it in the fireplace and her sleeve catches fire. But instead of doing what we all learned to do, which is to stop, drop, and roll, she pulls a notebook back out and fucking stamps out the fire. It's not the right order of operations. She runs to Joan. Joan is the only person she knows to run to. She's the only person who fucks with spirits. Joan. Joan's not there, but we see what's inside. And do you know what's inside? A bunch of candles that are lit, and then on the table, there's an altar with a fucking picture of Peter in it and a triangle just like in Grandma's room. Oh, and Charlie's weird toy is in it too, with a bird's head. I don't trust three-sided polygons in this movie. Meanwhile, fucking Joan, she's out stalking Peter. Peter is trying to enjoy a peaceful, albeit sweaty and kind of stressed out lunch outside at school. Joan's across the street, fucking yelling incantations at him. Peter did not ask for any of this. So fucking Annie runs back home. She goes to the fucking books that her mother left there. The shit. She fucking starts looking through the fucking spiritualism stuff and the other stuff. And there is a goddamn fucking chapter highlighted about Payman, a king of hell, and how he needs a male host. Whoever conjures him gets wealth and power. I swear to God, even when you're dealing with the occult and spirits and shit, capitalism still has you by the balls. And then she goes through the photo album that she didn't bother with as much before. But when she flips through it, oh my God, who was there all the time? Joan, fucking Joni, with her mom. Bunch of pictures and her mom in weird dresses, and they're showering her in fucking coins and doing weird rituals with the family in a picture, and it's really fucked up. She starts putting it together. Fucking Peter's at school, in the hallway. What does he see? That shimmer. Meanwhile, Steve's writing to shrinks. He's like, listen, I really think something is wrong with my wife because she's acting insane. At the same time, he gets an email from the fucking cemetery with a desecrated grave. It's fucking dug up. The body is gone. It's been exhumed. And he goes to the attic. It's just flies. Why is it so full of flies? The same reason that there was a smell before, because there is a body. There is a dead body without a head and with that same symbol from the necklace and from the phone pole painted on the wall in blood. You know, what everyone has in their attic. I think I wrote Peter hears dicks, but that can't be right. Peter is in fucking class. His hand goes up, and it's not because he wants to answer a question, it's because he's being possessed by some fucking demons, and his hand is like, and his face goes like, and he's just foaming blood at the mouth, and he just starts fucking slamming his face into the desk, and he needs to go home because he's broken his whole face. Dad picks him up and gets home, and Mom's like, oh, this is really bad, but hey, there's a body in the attic. What do you mean there's a body in the attic? So he's like, yeah, there's a body in the attic. And he's like, oh, you did this. You desecrated the grave. All those times you said you were going to the movies. And she's like, Joni's doing some shit. We conjured some fucking demon spirits thing. We have to destroy the sketchbook. It's our link to the fucking spirit shenanigans. Last time I tried to do it, my arm caught on fire. You have to do it for, and you think he's gonna do it, but then he's like, no, I have to call the police. You need to be fucking committed. This is not good. So she's like, I can't humor this behavior. So she grabs it, she fucking tosses it in the fire, and he immediately bursts into flames. And that's it. Bye, Steve. Sorry, we never even knew you, and yet we loved you. Once Steve is dead, guess what? Fucking Annie's possessed. You see her face go from screaming about Steve. She goes from like real fucking possessed face. You know what I mean? That possessed face. Peter wakes up. It's the nighttime. He's like, where is everyone? The lights are on in the treehouse, and he's like looking at the treehouse. Where is Mother Annie, you might ask? She is fucking Spider-Man floating in the corner in the ceiling, just looking at him. Holy shit. And when he turns to look back, she fucking sky crawls. She just fucking sky crawls in the other direction out the doors. What does he find downstairs? Roast Daddy. Where is Mother? Up in the corner in the ceiling where no human should be. And yet he turns the wrong direction once more. And what does he see in the darkened doorway? What we all see in darkened doorways at night. A strange smiling naked man. And then Mom attacks. The fucking attic door ladder thing was not down, and the attic door ladder thing is now down. I wouldn't trust that door. But he climbs into the attic and he locks himself in the attic. Fucking Annie's fucking performing feats of levitation, just floating up on the ceiling, slamming her head into the attic door. The flies are in there. It smells like shit. But what is in the place of a body now? Oh, a picture of him, Peter, with the eyes gouged out. And then he hears a fucking noise, and he looks up to the ceiling of the attic, and it's Annie, his mother, and she's just sawing her head off, bit by bit by bit, and then faster, 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 faster. Her head just rolls down to the fucking ground. It's fine. And then what does he see when he turns around also? Just more old naked people smiling at him. And so he did what I probably would do if A, my mother was floating and she had just cut off her head, and B, also there were a bunch of naked strangers I didn't know smiling at me, next to C, a picture of me with my eyes gouged out, which is I would jump out the fucking window. And that's exactly what he did. He jumps out the fucking window, he lands on the floor, he's fucking passed out. That shimmer we've been seeing, it goes into his bod, and he gets up and looks around and goes. Annie's fucking floating body without the head just floats out that window that fucking Peter's just jumped out of, and it just floats its way on up into the treehouse, just real casual. So fucking Peter is just like, yeah, I guess that's where I'm going to. So he makes his way up into the treehouse, and it's glowing, and there's people there, and they're all bent over in prayer, and everyone is fucking naked except for Joni for some reason. And then there's fucking Annie's bent over decapitated body, and fucking the grandmother's bent over decaying body with maggots all over it, and they're all worshiping a mannequin with Charlie's fucking decapitated, disgusting, decomposing, gross, bug-infested head on it. And the fucking crown on Charlie's head has that symbol on it. Joan takes the crown off of gross Charlie's dead head and she puts it on Peter. And she's like, hey, what's up, Charlie? You're good. Don't even sweat it. You have been paying the fucking Lord of Hell, King of Hell, whatever the fuck, fucking some level of nobility of hell. You've been paying this whole time, but now we found you a nice, healthy male host. We reject the Holy Trinity, you know, fuck Jesus or whatever, and just give us wealth and power. And they all finish off, Hail Payman, Hail Payman, Hail Payman, and that's it. And then you see, and then it's a fucking miniature again. The treehouse turns into a miniature. This is every classic horror film rolled into one. It's all of the spooks of Rosemary's Baby without giving any money or support to known rapist and fugitive Roman Polanski. It's fantastic. And yet I was so confused and I had to watch it twice, but it was so good. Oh, there's a dog in the movie. He dies. That part made me the most sad, probably.